Social media, welcome. So here, Joe Taylor here from eGraph Media, and I'm with the wonderful, the one and only, Mr. Thomas Garrett.
How we
Thomas, how are you doing, my
How
brother?
we doing? Yes.
You good, my man? Very good, mate. Very good. So the reason for this conversation is I just want you to essentially just talk about your journey, when you came to us, what happened, and how it went through. So, do you just want to introduce a bit more about who you are and what you do to begin with?
Yes. So I am one half of the spectacular Property Invesco. Joe, my founding business partner, is not here today. He's down on site in South Wales. So we started off with property sources, investors ourselves, and now we're mainly property developers with JV partners.
For context, you worked as a estate agent, didn't you?
Yeah, letting agent.
A letting agent,
Yeah.
and Lainey, one of our social media managers.
Yeah.
Was she? What did she actually do? She said she works, but I don't know if she actually did.
She's supposed to be sales negging, wasn't she? She was over half the office. So me and Lenny got on like house and straight away. Lovely person. And then so we were talking about utilising your company, your services for quite a while.
Before we get into that, so you had your own. Obviously, you had a social media account before you came to us, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was that like? What was the process? What did you find about that? And then we'll move on to this stuff.
Well, basically, it's kind of how we found it was the main reason we decided this needs to be outsourced to somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Because your content, I'll be honest, was pretty, like, it was decent.
It was good.
It was decent. It was good. It was good.
We were doing all right. We're getting views. But like, and this will be the main point that you always push forward. It was the inconsistency of it.
Yeah.
It was the irregularity of it. It was the fact that one of us is having to
do it,
having to give our headspace to it, when, especially early days when it was just me and Joe. Obviously Joe was on every site running around like an absolute madman, trying to get everything going, trying to get everything sorted. And I was in the office doing all the sourcing, all the accounts, chasing all the lending, chasing all the legals, organising all the back end of stuff as well. And then we're having to do social media at the same time. It just, like,
it was always one of them things that was like, oh, I'll just do it when I've got a bit of time.
Afterthought. It was always an afterthought.
Afterthought. Even though you should know as a business person, this is what a lot of people have, is that marketing's one of the most important parts of business. But it's always one of them things that I'll do it when I've got a bit of time.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is, because there always seems to be another priority. There always seems to be a very pressing matter of the fact that you need the quick money now, so I'm going to do the thing that's going to get us paid the quickest. And quite often, we're making a reel can be second, third or fourth down the list. And if it means I have to source this deal, I have to source the investor, get the paperwork, get the legals and lending all together just so we can get our sourcing fees so we can eat this month. Therefore, it always.
Well, what was the kind of shift from thinking, right, I'll do this myself, and then you thought, actually, no, we need to outsource this? What was the trigger?
I think we knew early days we had to outsource it. We just had to get to a point where we
could afford to do it, essentially.
Literally afford to do it, financially viable for us. And then as soon as it was, we're like, right, let's pull the trigger on this. Let's get somebody in. Well, I say somebody, it was always going to be you, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was always
how did you know about us? Did you know through us? Because I think Joe got in touch with me through another mutual connection. That's how I first had a chat with Joe.
Yeah.
Did you know about us before that?
I already knew what you did.
I
already knew what you did. I already knew what you did through Laney.
Yeah.
So it was kind of always going to be you guys.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. We didn't just want to use you guys because we know you. We don't like doing that in business.
Yeah, of course.
We wanted to use you guys because we saw how well you were doing. We saw the content you were putting out, the regularity of it. We saw the number of clients that were giving you good testimonials, the amount of clients that you had, and the amount of money you were raising for people, basically, indirectly through the marketing that you were doing. And we knew that's what we wanted to do. We knew that's where we had to get. But I don't think that's something you're going to do day one as soon as you start a business and you're trying to generate an income.
Of course.
The way me and Joe started the business probably isn't a way I'd recommend anyone else to do it. I just retired we both just retired from rugby for different reasons.
Who was a better rugby player?
Oh, it's me, hands down. Hands down. I've played it.
That was a silly question. I should have known the answer to that.
Well, one of us played at a high level, one of us didn't. So I'll put it that way.
Fair enough.
I was working as a property investment consultant at the time, job that I hated.
Yeah. So you're starting to gain knowledge about this world of property.
Yeah.
And that kind
So
of stuff.
I already had a rental portfolio myself, which wasn't doing great. I used to work as a lettings manager. I used to run my own letting agency. I had a couple of family members who were doing well in business, so I could always soundboard them.
Yeah.
The one side of things that I didn't know how to really manage, or I knew I was lacking on, was the renovation side of things, which Joe was really good at, obviously.
More with like crafty hands-on kind of thing.
Crafty hands. He was his background was PMing like house renovation and stuff.
Right,
like
so
that.
he knew that.
Sense, yeah.
Good synergies that though, innit?
Perfect synergy, and the fact that we both kind of retired at the same time. We used to car share to train at Dewsbury, and we used to talk about doing things like this, and it just seemed like the stars aligned. But neither of us had any money. Joe just had a baby as well, so it was absolutely the worst time to start the business, but probably means it was the best time.
And look at you now.
Look at us now.
How do you feel, before we move on, like going from a place where you're sharing a car to go to rugby with no money to now do multi-million-pound deals? Like, is that a bit like surreal for you? Or, because I know for me, you do it and you take it in your stride, don't really think about it, but when you actually sit back and think the person you was then to now, the team you've got and the people and the investors you're working with, and obviously we'll talk about that. You know, the person you're now is just massively different, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I just do my best not to think about it. I think as soon as I know our shareholders win, and Dan will say this as well, I hate that compliments and giving ourselves pats on the back. Maybe it's the sportsman in me, but I think as soon as you start complimenting yourself and patting yourself on the back, I think that's when you drop the ball.
You get complacent.
Got complacency. Yeah.
I always say though, you've got to look back to see how far you've come, but you can't continue looking back.
Yeah, you can.
Like when you tell me just now, like even I'm like, obviously I knew you're doing well, but from the journey you had, like fuck me, like that's a mad journey, mate.
Yeah,
like,
it was quite. It's good. It was quite quick as well, but at the same time, I think if you asked me and Joe, then we knew we were going to do it. So it's not like I'm not sat here surprised about stuff.
You knew it was going to happen.
We knew we were going to do it. I knew the more we got our head down, because I know I can trust Joe in the same sense I can trust me, that I know we're not going to be outworked, and we're humble enough to know what we don't know.
And get the help that you need to.
Yeah, exactly. Which has been a lot around like the business, more like running and operating and structuring a business, which is why we have people like Wayne and Dan come on board. But going back to our earlier point, so as soon as we kind of got to a point where we knew we had the money, that was when we reached out, and it just kind of kicked off from there.
So let's talk about that then. So we had a few meetings. You came to our office in Leeds. We agreed obviously to move forward. How's the process been while working with us? Like, give us your honest opinion on like how we help you create the content, you know, the shoots, and just give us that whole experience of working with us.
Extremely smooth, so much easier. I think one of the first things I said to you, basically touching back on my earlier point about we haven't got the headspace to do it, we haven't got the physical time to do it, so we need someone to take the reins and give us direction, tell us what to do, tell us the content ideas. There might be some content ideas that I sometimes disagree with Tara and Laney, just because I think I feel so cringy doing this one. But yeah, we need direction, we need guidance, we need someone to kind of take it off our hands and just tell us where to be, when to be, what to do, and then go from there basically. And that's what you guys have done. And the consistency of the reels has been there. Well, not just the reels, so the consistency of the market material has been there, and the consistency of the shoots, the consistency of the ideas. We all share, more than one WhatsApp group, so communication is always on point. If you guys need anything from us, it's there. If we need anything from you, you guys are there as well. And it's more just, you've taken kind of what foundations me and Joe made for ourselves. You fucking just kind of you kind of just jumped on it,
of course,
and then taking it elsewhere.
And the thing is, do you think it's helped that we know property as well? So like we understand the terms.
Yeah, definitely.
Like there's obviously a lot of marketing agents out there, isn't there?
Yeah.
But because we understand property, would you say that helped your decision in choosing to work with us?
Yeah, you've done a very good job yourselves. Obviously, being a marketing company, you've marketed yourself to a specific niche, and it's something that I know. You and Laney, and I know your dad as well, have got a background in property. So it basically means the content ideas that you guys come to us with, they're already kind of relevant to what we're doing. They're always kind of geared towards what they need to be. We're not having to try and it's basically taking a load off our hands, a weight off our shoulders, having to kind of generate ideas and come to you with things. You're always coming to us with already made packaged marketed ideas. If that makes sense.
Based on what we've researched and what we've seen.
Yeah, exactly. Which is exactly.
And would you think? Because a lot of people think, marketing, it's always one of the things that people don't really like to spend on, because it's like an indirect. It takes time, it takes consistency. What would you say to someone that's thinking about investing in their marketing? You know, as a property investor as yourself.
I'd say if you want to earn money and generate income, people need to know who you are, and right now nobody knows who you are. More people need to know who you are and what you do, and that's exactly what marketing is. You can't really have a functioning business without marketing. I mean, word of mouth only goes so far. Networking might only go so far.
Because you only meet the people in that room, don't you? It must be like 50,
exactly.
60 people.
Yeah, I feel like the difference between being able to market online or word of mouth and trying to meet people networking is the difference between working, trading your time for money, or basically just being able to get something out online. The same way, you know, have online sales business.
Yeah, of course.
It's kind of uncapped how much you can earn, because it don't matter how much
you can reach any audience.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll talk about some of the investment and the opportunities. And another thing, so you came to our Angels Den day, didn't you?
Yeah.
Talk to us about that then. What was that? How was that?
That was
I believe you met an investor that we'd put on there, didn't you?
Yeah, we had all three of them, to be fair. So we had the Dragon's Den day.
So essentially you came and you pitched, didn't you?
Came with a pitch. We had the workshop first, and I know, as always, me and Joe were very quietly confident.
Yeah.
Probably I'm a bit quieter than Joe in my confidence, but we were like, I think we're gonna nail this. And then was there 5 people pitching on the day? There were 3 Angels, and I think we went last, didn't we? I know Wayne was, because Wayne and Dan, our other shareholders, came down with us as well. And did Lauren come?
No, Lauren came. No.
And Wayne were joking because just before our pitch, I went to the toilet and I got lost on the way back, and he was saying he couldn't believe how relaxed I was and stuff. But now I've always been fine talking in front of people.
Yeah, no issue.
It's one of the few things I'd admit I'm all right at. We just walked in, and then out of all 5 people that pitched, I think everybody didn't get a dragon, but then we had all 3.
Yeah,
we got all 3. One of them was Paul Tink, who then he's a tremendous bloke, innit? Yeah. I know you're quite close to him as well.
Yeah, he's a great. Shout out to Paul.
Love
that
Paul.
Guy.
Yeah. Shout out to Paul Tinker.
Shout out to Tinker.
But then he invited us out to Cyprus as well.
Yeah.
I know Paul wants to do some business in the near future.
Yeah.
We've just got to find the right
opportunity
for him that we want to push his way as well. He invited us down to his talk thing. I'm in talks about potentially. I know you would talk to the event last year.
Yeah.
I've expressed some interest in doing the same at the London one as well.
Amazing.
He invited us out to Cyprus. Went out to that.
Yeah.
Dragged my was she 2 months? Was she 3 months at the time? A 3-month-old baby with us.
Yeah. But you know, that goes back to, and this is another thing that I think why we love working with you is the network. So we've connected you with Paul, and you've flourished and you've built that relationship just through that introduction. Yeah,
and then when we were at Cyprus as well, we also met Stuart and Sharon, who were part of Paul's
on the mastermind
thing, kind of thing. Yeah, met Stuart and Sharon there doing a bar conversion with us over in Leyland as well.
Yeah.
So it's as soon as you network with one person it just kind of flourishes, doesn't it? It just kind of grow really quick. So just bits like that. I know we spoke with Neil quite a bit when we met his investor Omar. I went down and met him. We've potentially tried pushing a couple of things his way, and the opportunities haven't been quite right for them so far, but I know they like what we're doing. We like them as people as well.
It's another contact.
Yeah, exactly. Met Omar's son as well while we was there. They were did he have shingles at the time or something? We sat there with face mask on, so I couldn't really see what he was saying. But they were really great people as well. So it just seems to kind of be growing. The more networking you can get in front of. But I always think as well, and this is something else you guys have done tremendously. You can network as much as you want. You can meet new people as much as you want. But you still need to have that track record. You still need to have your brand online. So I can meet you right now.
Yeah.
But then if you've got no existence online anywhere, I've got.
Because you are going to check me out, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. I can't. I haven't got a reference point to go check you anywhere.
Exactly.
But someone can go and see all the sites we've been on, all the content we've done already.
Yeah. And they can see it there.
Yeah, they can see it there. They can see the people we spoke to. They can see we use a proper marketing company. We can see, like I said, all the sites we're on, the kind of work we're doing, consistently, the geographical areas that we're covering, because there's not really a corner country that we don't try to go to. So they can see all that. It's all of a sudden they're like, right, I like Tom as a person, I like Joe as a person. They seem switched on. They seem to be doing good things. They sold a good tale, but we've then got our marketing, our social media, and everything to back it up. So it always kind of
everything's aligned. The meet you in person, it aligns with how you are online, how you are on your website, how you're at networking events. It all comes together.
Exactly. So it's not just your marketing so everyone can see who you are. Your market is also there to back up who you are when you meet people yourself.
Of course.
That makes sense. That's what I think anyway.
And that's the thing, like, you've obviously invested in your marketing, but then you've come to the Angels event, you took that opportunity, which a lot of people won't have done or wouldn't have prepared for.
No.
you took that opportunity, and you've seen the results with Stuart, and you're going to see more results with Paul. I'm very confident that, and that's as a result of investing in having the right people around you, because we're not just a marketing people. Like, we are there, my team there, we're there to help you in every way that we can.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's what we're here to do.
And kind of just
not just on social media.
I know you were saying about the investing. I mean, the main thing you always think about when you're investing is your return on investment, quite literally. So let's say you've got a property deal that does really well, you get north of 30 to 40%. That's a great deal, isn't it? To say we've paid 6-7 months worth of fees to your company.
Yeah.
In that 6 or 7 months, we've raised 1.8 million, and that's not including the 2 deals that we're close to closing right now, basically, which would, I think one of them won't be far off doubling it, to be honest. It's a really big investment. It's for a barn conversion to 8 units we've got up in Northumberland that I know. Nice. I've been up there with Laney and Tara, so once we close that, we'd be well over 2 million mark, maybe 3 million mark.
Incredible.
So for
you're going to be our most successful client today, are you?
Well, I told you, mate. We did say it.
You did say it. Yeah, you did, mate. You did.
That's why I'm not surprised when I'm looking back at it. I was like, well, yeah, of course it's done that. But let's say we don't close that one. Let's say we're just stuck on the £1.8 million raise in 6 months. Some of them were with existing clients, some of them were new clients. But like I said, your marketing is not just there so people know you are. Your marketing is there to back up who you are when you meet them.
And would you say your social media, the content we're putting out there, has influenced in you getting that money, or part of that money, getting that raise?
Yeah, exactly my point. Exactly my point. So even though some of them were existing clients, some of them were clients that we got directly through social media or through marketing. Some of them were ones that we've networked with, but because our market was there to back up who we are, it's definitely influenced them investing with us.
No, like and trust.
So to say we've had 6-7 months worth of fees, which is X amount, the ROI in that turned into £1.8 million investment.
Phenomenal.
It's extortionate, isn't it? It's extortionate ROI.
Yeah.
So therefore, your biggest
sense.
ROI is your marketing.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about being developers and property investors, the most important investment you can make, from my eyes, basically from doing it anecdotally, is that your marketing needs to be on point. That's where you get your most investment from. Because people know you are. Not only do they know you are, but it backs up who you are.
And they see who you are consistently.
Exactly.
No, I'm so happy for you, mate. That's mad.
Yeah.
To say we've, 2 lads from Huddersfield and Halifax. I mean, fucking hell. Do you remember when I met you? Like, must have been like 8 years ago. When I first came to Bridgeford.
Yeah, you're looking for rental properties also.
Yeah. I was trying my feet at business and trying to find what I was doing, and look where we are now in podcasting.
How old are you now?
I'm going to be 18, 19, yeah. Trying to hustle my way.
You were switched on for 18 straight away, mate.
I know.
You were saying that, look what you guys are doing. Do you know what I mean? So,
but we can only do this when we work with good people, because you make our job number one enjoyable, number two we can get them results because you're invested into it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the key thing, and that's what we love to do.
Got to bring that energy.
So if there's anyone watching this thinking about starting to work with us and work on their social media, what would you say to them?
I'd just say 1.8 million raised in 6 months, mate. Do you know what I mean?
They speak for themselves. Fair enough.
That speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Like I said, your most important investment in your own company will probably end up being your marketing, so people can know you are and know what you're doing. Obviously, you've got to do the work to
get that, because the investors
marketing.
Don't just sit there. They don't just come. You've got to go out there.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to follow up. You've got to chase.
You've got to pitch.
Of course, you've got to pitch.
You've just got to constantly just pitch. You've got to be in a pitch mindset. I know I was speaking to one of our posts last week. I was speaking to Laney, where it was my grandma's 90th birthday in the care home, bless her. And it was an old family friend that I not spoke to for quite a while. Excuse me. I did speak to him. I did speak to him initially when we first started the business, just to pick his brain business sense wise. I know he's got a couple of big service accommodation properties, but then he's coming to the office tomorrow to potentially look at this one of our big deals, or to do something. Maybe if it's not a big deal, it's not the big deal. But there'll be another big deal around the corner that will suit him as well. We're kind of big on that as well. We want to put the right person with the right deal. We don't want to be kind of get halfway.
Putting anyone with anyone.
Yeah, we don't want to get halfway. We don't want to just have pound signs fries. We don't get halfway down the track and then they're having sleepless nights, giving us sleepless nights. No one wants that. We want as much headspace as possible. But my point being, that you've got to be prepared to network and pitch at any opportunity. If you do it your grandma's 90th and now he's coming in tomorrow with his missus for a second meeting to potentially look at one of these deals, then that's when you're doing. That's when you're on.
That makes a difference, doesn't it? That's what pushes the needle forward.
It does. But I feel like you quite naturally will always pitch and always be ready to pitch.
Yeah.
If you're in love with what you do, you're in love with your business kind of thing. Like
when it's not work, mate, it flows out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah, you'll be able to say when your business.
I love it.
I know for me and Joy, we don't. Well, obviously, I know it does feel like we're working a lot of time, but most of the time, it don't feel like we're working if I want doing this job.
Of course.
I'd be doing exactly the same thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
How
mean?
good is it you get to do it with one of your best mates? That's class, that.
I'd say
Class, good and bad.
No, to be fair, it's good, mate. It's good. I know I said quite early on to Joe, I said, to be fair to you, mate, I don't think I could do this with any other of my mates, to be honest, because there are other mates that I could do, but I know I can trust him to.
Inherently, yeah.
I can trust him on a personal level, but to have each other's back kind of thing. But I can trust him to work when I'm not staring at him. He can trust me to work when he's not staring at. I think that's probably him ringing me right now. But I can also trust him not to take things personally if I need to blow up at him, and vice versa.
And just be honest with each other.
Just be honest with each other. Or if he probably does this a lot more than I do, but if you're just in a fucking bad mood about something, you just need to unload on someone.
Yeah.
You know it's going to wash off him, and he's not going to sit there and be precious and all be sensitive about stuff. He's just going to let it happen, kind of thing, and you'll feel better for it. And we fucking probably talk about 20 times a day.
Gets that way, doesn't it?
Weekends.
It gets that way, doesn't it?
It gets that way.
Well, the game is business, isn't it?
I know my missus joke that we're boyfriends, but speak to him.
I always thought there was something a bit sus. And then finally, mate, so another thing is the shoots, obviously, as we mentioned. How do you find like having the videographer there and having the everything ready and there for you?
Yeah.
Does that make the process a lot easier?
Easier. I can just turn up and just do what I need to do.
Yeah. So we tell you, right, we need this here, that there.
Yeah.
And you like it like that.
Yeah. You just. And I'm probably a bit slow in applying this to Lenny and Tara sometimes. But it's like, right, what properties, which places do you want to go next week? And I'll probably end up telling them the day before, and it's probably a 2-hour drive first thing in the morning. But
they always tell me it's always a great day with you.
Yeah,
how far you make them drive.
It's good. I think.
No, it's good crack though, isn't it? We have fun. You have fun though together, don't you?
Yeah, of course. That makes it loads easier. And like you said, the fact that you turn up ready-made, ready packaged, you've got all the ideas in place. Tara and Len will be scrolling through what ideas they've got. I'll probably end up saying no to some of them because I'm a bit shy or cringed out about some of them. But the ones we do are funny and do very well. Yeah. And it's just makes our job a lot easier, basically. And when we're earning the kind of money that we're, or earning the kind of investment that we're earning on the back of it, it's a
no-brainer. Yeah,
absolutely,
it's a win-win. Thank you very much, guys. There you heard it from Mr. Tom Garrett himself, co-founder of Prop Invest Co. Thank you. If you're interested in social media services, you've heard it from the man himself. Tom, thank you so much for coming on. And more success. We'll sit here this time next year.
Likewise.
2 million, 3 million, 4 million pound raise.
And the rest.
And the rest.
And the rest.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
How was that? Thank you, brother.
Happy days, that. Good that.